do things to animals and humans without any remorse or feeling of remorse. I mean, it's a wonderful thought that everybody's going to be, behave, but we know how.
That's not what I've said.
I'm saying that, honey. I'm just saying that. So I was wondering your feedback on that.
Is this my friend from Missouri?
Yes. Okay. My voice is a little bit better.
Bless your heart. I thought about you last night after the call, and I thought I'd really like to meet that lady.
Oh, you will. I'm arranging that.
Oh, good. Yeah, Lynn should have my phone number by now. I had a friend of mine email it to her today, so hopefully she'll call me. But and I give her permission to give my phone number to people like yourself that she knows. And that
I did not get anything, Carol, just so you know. I did not.
Oh, well, it was sent to you early afternoon Pacific time today. Anyway, I'll have them send it again and see if we can get through. But anyway, let's see, what were we talking about?
Well, psychopaths, sociopaths.
Yeah, well,
and let me just give you a little background why I'm asking you this question. I work with Animal Rescue, and we just got a photograph, and I know you're like about animals like I am, and I know Ron is, and other people I talk to. And somebody took a German Shepherd, some teenage boys, put a firecracker in its mouth, taped its mouth shut, and set it off. And unfortunately for me, I was exposed to these pictures today, and now my mind is just totally haunted with it. I wish they didn't show it to me, but they did. And I'm just sickened by it. And there are people that do things like that. I mean, as sad as it is, it's a fact. What happens with that part of society? What kind of are they going to go before three people? What happens? Are there going to be places for these people to go to separate them from society? I mean, what happens there? Do you know?
Yes, and yes. We're going to have a better justice system than we have right now. People like that seem to go free, and I've seen horrible things where people that have done many heinous things just get away with murder and they walk free. We're going to have a much more stringent justice system. How it's all going to shake down, honey, I don't have those bits and pieces. There will be laws to protect people from people like that, and they will be dealt with, but don't ask me to try to explain it because I don't have the answer to it right now.
Well, I think, I'm just heartbroken because I saw this and I thought of you because of the conversation we had last night. And I thought if I ever get to talk to her again, because this thing with the animals, I mean, these guys probably got a slap on the hand, that did this to this dog. And I saw the picture before they euthanized it. They had no choice. And it's just sickening. And that's where my heart is, and that's where my passion is. And something's got to be done. They can't suffer like this anymore. Something has to happen.
Well, I almost asked you not to tell us about what happened to this dog before you did, because I also will have nightmares, and I won't be able to erase the picture from my mind, and I haven't even seen the picture. I can just imagine how heinous it was. But I am a Dr. Doolittle, and I do love animals. I grew up with a horse in Orange County, and even the premier horse trainer in my neighborhood was amazed at the things I could do with my horse. He told my mother, I'll be doggone. He says, that horse would follow her to hell and back. And he was so proud of me. And I beat out the California junior champion in the trail class, and I was a latchkey kid from a single-parent home. And I didn't have a thoroughbred horse. I had an old Mustang that was absolutely beautiful. And so, yeah, I'm an animal person, okay, really big time. And I'll tell you those things. I won't be able to go see War Horse, the movie War Horse, because I know there's going to be suffering with the horse and the young man that owned the horse, and my heart can't take it. So I have to stay away from that kind of thing. And I'm so sorry, honey, that you saw that. My heart breaks for you because I can just imagine how tormented you are. I am now, too. But there will be better justice for things like that after the fact than there is right now. I'm so sick of people getting a slap on the hand where they can hurt other people and animals and destroy things on earth, people's property and everything else. but there will be justice, okay? And how it's all shake down, I can't answer that for you, but please know there is going to be better justice after this happens than we have right now.
Well, I hear so much talk about, not from you necessarily, I just want to make that clear, but when I read a lot of this information about the new thing coming and all of that, I hear all this about humanity, and I'm like, what about the other living things on this planet? I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that. How are we going to take? There's so many hurting animals, and I just, that's a real concern for me, and I just want to be sure that that's being considered and thought about, and that's me, So I just wanted to see if you knew anything, because from talking to you last night, I know you're an animal individual, and I know that that's something that's big with you, and the planet is moving from a third to the fourth. The vibratory rate's picking up. That's just fact, because the entire universe is moving into a higher vibratory rate. It's just the way of the universe. The universe itself is moving into a higher vibration. And I was just, I'm trying to wrap my mind around all of this, NESARA, the Dinar, the new system, all of it. And I'm like, what happens to people like that, of a denser mentality that are like that? What happens to someone like that when the planet itself moves at a higher vibratory rate? I mean, so those are the thoughts that were going through my mind, and I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I know the people on this call and the people running this call prefer not to go into some of the areas that you and I could go into on this public forum, so I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to tell you that I have enough faith in God and enough faith in the people that are bringing the changes about, that this all will be dealt with in a better way than it has been ever, okay?
Okay.
And you need to give it to God, honey, because our hearts can't take it, okay? We love humanity and animals and the planet so much that when we see this corruption and destruction and the cruelty, it really does a number on our bodies and our hearts, and we need to protect ourselves from this type of thing. Stay away from it as much as you can, and just continue to pray and let God know that you want this taken care of. You want justice for all the hurting ones, okay?
Well, part of the thing is I'm right in the middle of it, because I'm helping supply the resources to help them. And so I'm kind of in it, because I'm trying to help. But
well, I think that you and I have covered as much as we can on this call, honey. So you have suffered a terrible trauma, and you're going to have to do the best you can to find somebody to help you work out of that trauma. When you get my phone number...
I can give it to her, Carol. I do have that information. It did come. I just looked at it. I haven't looked in a couple hours, so I do have it.
Feel free and call me, because on one of our calls, on our Wednesday night calls, Cynthia's former husband that passed away, a doctor of psychology, she and he, as she put it, stormed the gates of heaven for 8 years for God to give them a way to help the combat vets with PTSD to get rid of the trauma, because Dr. Michael was the head of the Tuskegee, Alabama VA Center dealing with the PTSD combat vets, and he told me before he passed away, he said, Carol, my biggest disappointment in life was after I got my doctorate in psychology, that traditional psychology does not heal PTSD, it makes it worse. And so he and she worked with him for 25 years and worked with him at the clinic, at the VA center. And from the president on down, they said, don't bother him, give him anything he wants. He had the entire third floor for his work. He was really a celebrated doctor for the vets. But so they developed this way to heal. And you have suffered a major trauma, and maybe I can help in some small way to help you get over it. But do give me a call, dear one, and we'll work on it, okay?
Well, I appreciate that, Carol. Thank you.
God bless you, honey.
Hello, Carol?
Yes.
I'm new to all this, but I have to tell you, this is a bit of a mind blower, so I appreciate your kind and gentle spirit that comes across here. May I ask you a couple of questions?
Absolutely, you go ahead. That doesn't mean I'm going to answer them, but yes, you can ask.
Okay. First of all, what happens to all these politicians who are making...
Honey, you got interrupted. I don't know if you were through asking your question.
No,
it got
I'm not.
Moderated. There was a gentleman's voice that came across, and it distorted your question.
Okay, I'm going to try again. What happens to all these politicians, both Republican and Democrats, who are collecting huge salaries, who become millionaires, multimillionaires, and who have absolutely enlarged themselves? They have a retirement system that is bar none, and a healthcare system. What happens to these people?
They're going to go away. They're going to be taken away, and they're going to be, if they're not publicly prosecuted, they will be prosecuted, and then something will be done with them. They won't be in our society any longer. That's what I've been told. That's how I understand it. And you probably won't hear all the gory news about it. You'll be told about some of the big fish that they arrest and prosecute, but from what I understand, almost everybody in our Congress is going away. We won't be burdened with that financial slavery any longer. I don't know if that helps you or not.
Oh, it does.
It's all being outed right now. It's being put in your face so that you see the corruption and that you have no doubt we are under a corrupt and false, fraudulent government.
Now, what happens with our Constitution that has been changed from our Constitution to a corporation?
Somebody has barking dogs in the background. Would you please mute yourself?
Yeah, I don't even see them on the board.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Okay.
Those are mine.
We're trying to clear the line of the barking dogs here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Those are mine. Okay.
You evidently didn't hear from the beginning of when we started recording the call, and I will go over this for you. When the announcements are finished and our new common law constitutional government is in operation for us, the corporate illegal law is going away. They are being taken down. The Federal Reserve and the IRS will be gone. All of the three-letter agencies will be gone. We are going to be living a different paradigm. And so for me to sit here and try and give you all the nitty-gritty details, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ask everybody to count on their faith in God, okay? And let him ask God to reveal to you the things that you need to know. Not everybody needs to know everything. What's being done right now is this corruption is being put in your face to wake you up. You are being allowed to see dogs crucified as this young lady before you, to see how heinous this society has become. You are hearing about the pedophilia that's been going on for years with men attacking children and raping women and all this type of thing. You're being exposed to people like this woman I'm seeing on TV now, the lady in Florida that killed her little girl and she got away with murder. Casey something or another. Yeah. Anyway, you're being exposed to all of this injustice, and it's making you ill. It makes me ill, and it makes me madder than heck. I want to chew nails. I'd like to get out there and just round them all up and put them in FEMA camps, but I can't do that. So I have to rely on my faith in God to know that everything is being done that needs to be done to restore, or not to restore us, because we've never known. We've never had freedom. We've never had a constitutional government. It was corrupt from the get-go, unfortunately. The Constitution was written, but it was the government that was put in place